People, this is all I hear about you. Every time I read an interview, this is what I hear about you.
Top Nigerian comedian and host of popular talk show TEJU BABYFACE show, TEJU Oyelakin, better referred to as TEJU BABYFACE, in a recent interview with HipTv, reveals why his talk show went on a break for almost 4 years, also pointing out what to expect from the revamped TEJU BABYFACE show. Hear him speak about the TEJU BABYFACE show, which airs on HipTv every Sunday.
What you should expect of the TEJU BABYFACE show is one of those things that you only see a difference. Well, you're going to see a lot of differences. You're going to like the new set, you're going to like some other new things, but those who are sentient, those who have an inner eye, those who are given, it's not everything that you see that is given to everybody to understand. I believe Jesus said that to his disciples. It is not to everybody that it is given to understand. Those who are sentient, who have an inner eye, begin to see what is functionally different about the TEJU BABYFACE show. It is called a core. Branding people call it a conceptual definition. A conceptual definition is what you are about beyond money. Say for example you are a musician, beyond all the shows you want to do and all the girls that you want to attract and all the other endorsements you want to get. What is the conceptual definition of your brand? I don't mean to get heavy. Like I said, we don't have the time, but the core is different. If you can see the TEJU BABYFACE show and identify the core, you will know that the core is not, it's not really different. The core has been discovered is what I should say. I didn't know what the core was before. Now we know what the core is, the conceptual definition of our show.
On the reason for the long break, he shared this.
There are several reasons. The first is that, the first is probably the most important reason. If you've seen our new shows, I'll bet we've been on for just 2 or 3 episodes, depending on when you're watching this. If you see our new shows, you will find that I keep talking about my new ministry, my new calling, my new ministry. You don't pour new wine into old wineskins. So it is often that when God has plans for your life, when he has designs on your life, when he has a reason for making you, when you are predestined, when God foreknew you and he calls you because he chose you, often there's a halt to whatever you're doing when the call comes. There must be a necessary halt. You could be a musician, comedian, actor, producer, scriptwriter, fashionista, event organizer, model, whatever it is you're doing. If God has designs on your life, whatever it is you were doing comes to a necessary halt. You don't even have a choice in the matter. Ask a certain Jonah who decided to take a ship and flee. It's only when God doesn't have real interest in your matter that you get to say all those things like, well, I can choose. You don't get to choose. So that was why. If you watch the program, like I said, if you watch the new TEJU BABYFACE show, you'll understand that further. Secondly, which is the second point, it's the fact that television in Nigeria is, for want of a better word, interesting to say the least. You must ask yourself too, why is it that the interesting programs that you like that are locally produced, and I don't say local to mean RAS as we say, locally mean that of Nigerian flavor. Most of the interesting programs that you liked in yesteryears, why is it that after a while they stopped? Have you ever asked yourself that? The programs you grew up watching, the ones that the family would gather around and run home from work to watch, what happened to those programs? Well, there are several reasons, there are several explanations, but once in a while, every once in a while in Nigeria, you must stop and take stock. Otherwise, you will run aground. So between those two things, the call of God on one's life and stopping to take stock for longevity, that's why you didn't see the TEJU BABYFACE show for, I know the period. He who goes through the wilderness is often not mistaken as to the time. It took 3.5 years or thereabout. You said a while. I know it took almost 4 years.
He also talked about his choice of HipTv as a broadcast platform.
Why the choice? We come back to ministry. Part of the core of our show is that I keep talking of, I spoke first of my calling. I said when God has designs on your life, when God has predestinated you because he foreknew you and he chose you, he disrupts your life. The core of who I am, God's design on my life is to inspire people, but a certain type of people. And that is why God will take you through the journeys he will take you through. That is why I'm an entertainer. I understand entertainment. To that degree, when I speak to an entertainer to counsel or inspire him, I know what I'm talking about. There is nothing about the industry that, this is TEJU BABYFACE. It's been close to 20 years. So I know the industry. To that degree, my core or my ministry is inspiration of entertainers, inspiration to entertainers. And HipTv is what entertainment is. How would you say that your ministry is to be called to inspire, counsel, instruct, mentor, aspiring entertainers, speak on such things as branding, sponsorship, sex, love, brand development, and other core issues in entertainment, taxation, law, contracts. How can you say you're called to speak to those things, about those things to young entertainers, and you are not home, where home is? And HipTv is home of entertainment all of a sudden. So we need must be on HipTv.